is like looking to automate the doing of science, so to speak. And we're a little bit of the ways towards that, but we don't know a really systematic way to do that.
So let me introduce you to Stephen
All right, well,
Wolfram.
I think we
Stephen
should wrap up
Wolfram
here.
is
So, well, thank you all for coming.
has
This
just
was I'm
spoken for the best part of 3.5 hours on the Wolfram Physics project. Now, I don't really intend to expand on what the Wolfram Physics project is because I would find it very hard computationally to reduce 3.5 hours into a couple of sentences. My brain has gone a little bit lazy in that I would revert to Google in order to do it. So put your brain into gear for a second and just pin back. I'll try your ears on the universe is not a simulation. The universe is a vast computing machine operating simplistically at the level of there is this point in space which has some relationship to another point in space anywhere. This can be represented as a system in a point at time zero, and he has a simple rule which can update that state, which consists of introducing a third point, and as a result the universe unfolds. It's pretty much that. He claims to be able to derive, physics from this way of looking at relationships, I suppose. He says it explains a great deal of all the things, that we hear about in popular physics. Black holes and Swiss cheese filamentous structure to the cosmos. Somebody asked him a question about multiverses, and he said, well, I wouldn't like to say what he said. He said that, it lends itself to this. More significantly, what he said was there's great amount of work to be done in developing intuition in this area. And if you have a flair for it, the flair for it would be a mathematical, physical sciences, physics, hypothetical computing type interest area. There was likely to be low-hanging fruit in this area. It's a gamble. You could go to university and you could study mathematics and learn about mathematics, or you could ponder some computing programs that he's written and probably make a name for yourself more easily. Certainly, he's put the entire lot out on the internet for everybody to play with, work with, read up about. He says the software I've been working on for 40 years is pretty optimized for the kind of for this kind of work. I don't know enough about physics to say whether or not this man should be awarded a Nobel Prize, but he's just referred to his programmer, Max. Now, I've never met Max. I've met Jonathan. Jonathan is a protege of Stephen Wolfram. And together they have pulled a rabbit out of a hat. Rather than going down the rabbit hole, we are creating magic, creating a universe. I am having trouble with cognition tonight. I am a bit all over the shop. It's time to go to bed. It's way past midnight. But my idea is that 3.5 hours of Stephen Wolfram's far too much. And if he's going to reach out in his mathematics cult, he needs to hand over to different presenters. Because Stephen, you are flipping hard work. Thank you for your presentation. Can I have a phone call with Max? Because I could have a conversation with Max about whether or not he's prepared to go online and answer a few questions about the programming behind the Wolfram Physics project on a from an enthusiastic follower of Wolfram from the UK. I don't want to go head to head with that Jonathan bloke. I can't deal with him in the sense that he is such a bright spark. But Max, I would like to have a word with Max, because Max has got a kind of programming bent to him. So I'd like to talk to him about like what he understands by object-orientated programming in the context of Wolfram, Mathematica and all of that. Is he the head of IT over there? Head of programming? How does it work? How does the business... What's the business model too? I'd be interested in that. Anyway, that's enough for me tonight. I am exhausted.